Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you. Getting into my weekly check-in. We're doing week 2 from my schedule. You may be on week 1 and that's fine. It just depends on how you set up your budget. So I know I set my budget up from a Friday to Thursday start, and sometimes that Friday is in a previous month, and that's why I had a full week 1 up here, and now I'm in week 2. So let's go ahead and get into what we're doing here. If you're new to the channel though, welcome. I'm very excited to have you here. I am very close to getting my eligibility in my YouTube watch hours. I am 40 hours away from that. If you are willing and able to watch my videos in its entirety, I would absolutely love that, and help me get those 40 watch hours just to get to my eligibility place. So I'm super excited about that. We're just so close. I don't normally talk about it, but I just thought I'd bring it up in this video. And I have a lot of new subscribers, so hopefully, this will help bring more people to the community, and we can have conversations down below and do exciting things. So yeah, I do have one thing before I get started, and I just popped in my mind. I have to find it. Hold on. I do have a new PDF in my description box down below. I took out the Christmas one because we're past Christmas, but I do have a new PDF that I thought would be a cute savings challenge that I thought you might be interested in, since we talk about groceries and spending and all of that. And I will just show you what it will look like. And here we are. It says save, oops. Get it on the screen here. Coupon savings challenge. Keep the money you save is what it is. So basically I just did these little boxes with those scissors like you're cutting out coupons, and it says coupon sale savings. And on the line you can put, and I have a different version. I ran out of ink, that's why this one looks pink, but I changed my ink and that's the color I wanted. But I took as an example from my receipts in my Myers app, and it tells me how much I saved every time I went to Myers and things like that, what coupons I used, what discounts I used, and I just kind of wrote the date in the corner, and I put the store and the dollar amount. You could put the date and dollar amount if you don't really need to know what store it came from. You can make it however you want, but I thought it would be really neat to actually save the dollar and change that we actually save from the grocery store, the 50-cent coupon that we actually do. Yes, it lowers our grocery bill, but if we can find ways to put money aside and have a way of tracking it, I thought this would be really cute. And you can print as many as you want, and I don't know, I mean, just if you see improvements I can do to this, or see anything like that that you would want extra on here, I can add to it. But I just thought this was a really cute thing just to track all the different savings you have, whether you had a coupon or there was a sale or whatever at the store. And by the end of the year you could potentially save $1,000. So if you're looking for a low impact way to save on getting to your first $1,000 in savings, this might be a good challenge for you. I'm not very big into savings challenges, but this one's just kind of stuck with me for about 6 months now, and I thought I might as well share it. And there's a Google Drive link in my description box. It's just a simple PDF. You print it out and you can use it. You don't even have to print it in color if you don't want to. So yeah, this is for you guys. Check it out in the description box below, and see what you think about it. Let me know some feedback, if it works for you or if it's not working for you or whatever. So I just thought it was a cute little challenge, and yeah, try it out and let me know. Also in my description box is a budget bundle link, and they're basically PDFs that look like this. And it just says budget at the top, your income, and your bills and expenses, and kind of how I do mine. And this one has 11 or 12 pages. It has the paycheck ones. If you don't want the paycheck, you don't have to print it. Again, this is free 11, 12 pages of a budget bundle. Bring that down so you can see that. And they're very similar. But if you have 5 paycheck month, you have these documents or these PDFs. And then I have the weekly check-in here, and it goes up to 5 weeks. So if you do a 5-week, there's a transaction log you can print out. A debt tracker, where if you have multiple debts, you can kind of track that. Savings tracker, and sinking funds. I think I have multiple of these printouts. Yeah, I have multiple of these printouts. But yeah, these are just some PDFs I had created a few years back, and I leave them in my description box. So if you're interested in these, you can print these out and use them for yourselves. You don't even need to get a notebook and stickers. You can just use whatever you have, a regular notebook and paper, or you can print something that I've already got in the description box and follow along with me. That would be great. Okay, so let's get into the weekly check-in. I want to get my notebook here and take out this and get started. So I have my notepad here of exactly what we have spent this week. And as you can see, we went overboard in the restaurants area right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 transactions? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 transactions there. All right, so that's how I know we're going to be negative. Even though I have all our money front loaded at the beginning of the first of the month, now I'm going to have to really be picky going forward towards the end of the month because there's just not a lot of wiggle room. We do have one yellow sticker here, which is unbudgeted, and I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to pay for it yet, and I'm not sure if I'm just going to go ahead and pay out of the checking account or if I'm going to hold back on this one. I'll let you know as I'm going through the video. I'm still thinking that through, so let's get started. Here we go. First thing I have here is our Meijer grocery. So this right here, on the weekends I fix biscuits for my family, and I didn't have any, so I got 2 cans of those Grand's flaky layer biscuits and stuff like that. So that was $6.78. It's not cheap. They used to be cheaper, but they're not anymore, so it's a bummer. So over here I have Amazon, the liquid IV that my husband likes so much, the 2306. Which is cheaper than the grocery store, which is why I get them at Amazon and not the grocery store. And then for the week's groceries, I spent $143.44. Now this combined is the week's groceries, all 3 of these purchases. So I couldn't wait until Monday to get the biscuits, so I went ahead and got them on Friday. I did have one no spend on Tuesday. It was cold and yucky and rainy, so I didn't want to go anywhere. I actually did go. I had a Bible study that day at church, and I just didn't want to go out to the store afterwards, so I came straight home after that one. And then I have this $21.56 at Walmart. My son likes these little juice boxes. They're Tropicana or something like that, orange juice, but they're in the little like old school milk cartons that you would get when you bought milk in elementary school. That's how old I am. I mean, we used to have a dime or a nickel or something we would give or a quarter and get extra like chocolate milk or something in the middle of the school day. Wow, it's been so many years. And he likes the orange juice boxes like that come with the straws, and so I always buy them for him. I like giving him what he wants, and it costs a little more, but I'm willing to do that. This Meijer purchase, which is $114.07, I watched the weather on the 9th, and this week coming up is going to be extremely cold and maybe snow and stuff, so I bought a little bit of extra stuff so I wouldn't have to go back to the store the first of next week, because at the time my app said -1 degree, and I went, oh no, oh no, I can't do that. So I went back and got some extras that I could fit in my fridge, and my fridge is not that big. I could buy quite a bit more. I have a second fridge downstairs, but I just don't go in my basement, so and I don't like it when the power goes out and I lose food, so I'm afraid to buy too much food that could be perishable. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And then, oops, I forgot to check this one off. And then here, $30.70 was on Amazon, and that was, what was that? Oh, I was out of a specific supplement, and my husband and I wanted these $7-8 discs that go under furniture so you can slide them across your carpet, because we have this one chair we move every Christmas to the other side of the living room. And he's like, it's so awkward to move. So I was like, I gotta get these supplements, so why don't I just get the disc things? And he was like, sure, that works for me. So we did that. And then $49.42 here, after I got all these groceries, I didn't realize how low we were on cereal and just snack stuff for the family. And there was a specific juice my son was out of for like maybe a month that he really enjoys, and they just got him back in stock at the store. So I went to the store and picked up a whole bunch more, and I still left some on the shelf, but I did get some more juice that he really likes. So I stocked up on that, and we are good to go there. And now I can go ahead and total these up right here. So let me total these up and I'll be right back. All right, I have a total here of $389.03. That is what we spent in groceries this past week. Not just last week's groceries, but a little bit of next week, so I didn't have to go to the store right away. And hopefully that'll get us through this cold spell, and then it'll warm up later. The bigger grocery runs here, these two right here, anything over $50, I usually do a grocery pickup. And they load it in my car and I come straight home. So I'm not meandering around the store and getting things I don't need like I did here. We'll talk about that another day. Not today though, I don't feel like it. All right, so let's go ahead and go over here and look at restaurants. So Fridays are usually our eating out time, and we have $50.25 here. And that was Casa Fiesta. So we left a really good tip for our waiter that came and took care of us. And my husband just wanted Mexican food. Even though we went to Old Chicago the previous day, I think he was feeling nervous about being unemployed. If you don't know, my husband did quit his job earlier late in December. On last day was December 26th. And so he's just kind of in this funk of waiting for the new job, and it feels weird not to be working. And so he wanted to go out and just not feel weird for a moment, even though it costs money. Not that we couldn't afford it. It's just I was hoping that we would cut back on restaurants, but I don't think now is the time to do that. I do believe for Lent, my husband and I are definitely not going out for the 40 days of Lent as our sacrifice to the Lord. So that's one thing. Hopefully that really cuts back our restaurants. We don't make our kids do it, but if they choose to do it with us, then hopefully we won't have much going there. $38.10 is my son's pizzas and their delivery and the tip and all that for that. My oldest son actually pays rent, and part of that rent is foods and groceries. So eating out and things like that, I kind of pull from. It's commingled with our account, so I really don't track it separately. I just get income from him, and then I just provide what he needs, and usually it stays within the boundaries of what he is paying us. So we always order them pizza, and that's fine. In fact, today's Friday, we're going to order again. $42.08 is First Watch. So my husband and I had a lunch date, which was really, really nice. So First Watch, if you've never been, is like a brunch style place. So they have sandwiches and stuff like that, but they have a lot of breakfast stuff and sandwich and soups and things like that. And I really like it there. And we tipped the waitress very well on our lunch. We did at lunch because they close like at 2:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, you kind of have to get there early if you're going to go sit and eat lunch there. But it was the last hour. I think we got there at 1:30, so we had an hour. And we have been working on our marriage. If you hadn't seen, we had a counseling appointment. You'll see this in our paycheck video. We had a counseling appointment, and there was some homework, going over some questions and communication and stuff, which was really neat. And we kind of made it our own into a lunch date, and it's actually a lot of fun. So we enjoyed that, and yeah. it kind of helped things quite a bit. So there we go. The last thing was $22.12 here at ChickfilA. Both my sons got some kind of value meal, and I was not in the mood to fix them dinner. It's as simple as that. I was just, I was not feeling mentally well, and just having a hard time. So I had a recipe I was going to fix for sure, which was shepherd's pie for me and my husband. The boys didn't want that, and I'm like, I asked my husband, I said, it's chicken night. Just run and get Chick-fil-A for the boys. I just don't feel like cooking 2 meals. And yes, I do cook 2 meals for me and my husband, and then my 2 boys, so they're separate. My sons eat a lot of the same things over and over again, so my husband and I can't tolerate that very well. We like a little more variety than they do, and so I have to cook 2 meals every night, basically. Unless we go out to eat, which, you know, then it works out better. So let's go ahead and total this up. And typically my sons actually don't go out to eat very often. Other than their pizza on Fridays, rarely do they really get out and go out to eat, or we take them out to eat. It's usually just me and my husband. They're kind of homebodies, so that's okay. $152.55 is what we spent, and that is our restaurants. Way over the 80-some dollars we were planning on, but we will be okay. So next I have Miscellaneous. I only have 2 miscellaneous. I am so happy about our Miscellaneous. This is where we're really being extremely careful about things. And though I am spending a little frivolous, I'm not overboard. And yeah, I think I'm going to be okay. I'm hoping that I don't have too many more stickers that I buy, but that's what this is. $33.21 is the Happy Planner. And the Happy Planner, I bought 2 books because they were like half price. They're like $13 a book, and quite a few stickers. And they're for my other channel, which is Lisa's Faith and Scripture Writing channel, if you're ever interested in that, where I just write scripture and I journal, have a journaling prompt I go through, and then I lay down a whole bunch of stickers, which is the fun part for me. And it keeps me coming back to the scripture doing it that way. And then Amazon for $5.27. This was steel wool. I don't know what was a specific type of steel wool my husband wanted for some project. I have no idea. So I was like, sure, no problem. So anyways, there's that. Let's go ahead and total these 2 up. $33.21 plus $55.27. And that gives us $38.48. There we go. All right, the rest of this is pretty simple. I did have gas for my vehicle on Wednesday. There we go. And I was $56.84. So I got gasoline, and then I'm budgeted. So we went to Lowe's. My husband and I were talking before this cold snap happens. We went to Lowe's. And we were trying to decide on adding extra heat for our home if we have a power outage. Now we do have a propane fireplace insert, so we have that heat. But what we don't have is heat for the basement. And our basement is a walkout basement, so like it has windows and stuff like that. So this was $224.78. I think I still have the receipt. Okay, here we go. So my Lowe's receipt here. I did have a military discount for $16.90, which was awesome. The Dana Glow BTU portable heater thing is $152.10. And then we got 2 of the 2.5 gallon kerosene containers for $29.98. And then I realized after we went to Lowe's and we stopped and got gas that they actually sell kerosene at the gas station we were at. So if we needed to, we can just refill from there. But the total here was $224.78. And that's what we were buying, was a kerosene heater. And in our basement is where our AC and heating unit is. It's electric. And last year when we had like 19 below zero, it had trouble keeping up with heating the home. And from what we understood, the heating unit draws in the air around it, and because it was so cold down there, I think it was causing problems. Based on what I was reading and how cold it was down there. So I thought if we had a kerosene heater and we were downstairs in the basement, because we want to refinish this basement and make it almost an apartment. And it could be a potential apartment, which is great. We were thinking that if we just spend some time down there, let it heat up for a few hours, and my husband has some hobbies down there, and that would hopefully linger throughout the night when it gets below zero, and the heat in the unit won't have trouble. So that's what I was hoping to accomplish with that. And in the future, if our propane is out or if we have issues with working the fireplace, we have another backup. So it's just a way of making sure that we have what we need and keep our house warm and keep our family warm. So that's all that was. And yeah, a little bit of money for security like that is definitely helpful. I've not used kerosene. I grew up in apartments my whole life, so this was new. If the power's out, usually the power's out. There's nothing you can do about it. But here I'd like to have these backups. So let's go ahead and take these totals that I have totaled up to our weekly check-in here and see where we're over and what we need to pay heavily attention to, which is aka the restaurants right now, and go through and see what the other categories look like. So right now we're good at groceries, so $389.03 is the total there. So I take that total, $444.81, and I take out the $389.03, and that gives me $55 left over and 78 cents. All right. Now, as you can see, I have $85 here and 15 cents, and I want to take out, I gotta move this up, minus the 152.55, and that's going to give me a negative 67.40. Ugh, it's not good. All right. Oh, I forgot to write the number down. 152.55. There we go. So yeah, it's just getting worse by the week. I think eating out is like one of our coping mechanisms, and we're trying to keep that under control, and that's just not working. So miscellaneous, we have 147.96 minus the 38.48. We did so good there. So hopefully this will compensate for that one. Let's see. Not one. So 38.48, and then 109.48. All right, and then the unbudgeted is 224.78. So that is the heat that we're trying to ensure our family stays warm this winter. In case of power outages, there's lots of trees, and when they fall, they take out the power. So, I gotta live through that. So now that I know all these numbers, I can take this information. Okay. I can take this information and give me a starting balance for week 3. And the way I figure that is usually what I do is I take the numbers and the total number for the month, like grocery household, which is $1,600, I think is what I did this month, divided by 5. That gave me $320 for every week. So that's what I wrote up here. So I use these as my starting balances for every week, if you're wondering where that number comes from. So I'm going to take the $320, I'm going to add the $55.78, and that is my new balance starting into next week. $375.78, and then I take my restaurants, which is $100 a week, minus the $67.40. Will we be over? More than likely, because that's only $32. That's not even enough for a normal pizza pickup or delivery. So, and I kind of live out in the country, so I'm just grateful that they deliver where we're at. We're like on the verge of no delivery service. So yeah, and Amazon does not deliver pizza. Let's see, we have 100 for miscellaneous, and we're going to add 0948, and that's going to give us, we're saving a lot there, 209.48. This will definitely compensate for the negative as I go through the month. As long as I don't go through all of the money that I have for expenses, variable expenses for our spending categories by the end of the month, and the other categories can compensate for another one that went negative, then we should be good. That's the total goal I want to accomplish. So $0 for unbudgeted, because I don't budget for unbudgeted. Now comes the hard, tricky decision. Okay, so I always have my bills here, and we will find the bill page. Let me get that for you. Right here. So the only bills I had here, now that I've gotten my weekly check-in done, that's all I do for the weekly check-in, is to see if I overspent and then remind myself how to adjust for that throughout the week, and make decisions based on that. But I had 2 bills that came onto the credit card. One was YouTube Premium, and then the other was HP Instant Ink. Those 2 bills were charged to the credit card. I have to pay that back. So now I'm trying to decide, where do I want the money to come from for the unbudgeted? Do I want to wait? I'm not sure what to do. I really don't know. My husband and I didn't talk it out. We just said this is what we needed, and we're just going to do it and figure it out later. And that's where people get tripped up, when it's using a credit card and not knowing how it's going to be paid and where the money's coming from. Still thinking on that. So let's go ahead and total up the bills for this time period. It was $24.92 and $6.35. Now the $6.35 is going to go up like every other subscription service has this year, but I don't know what it is just yet. They already sent me the email and I read through it, so it was fine. $31.27 is the bills. Total all this up, and yeah, I think what I'm going to do is, I have not paid the credit card yet. Sometimes I pay it before I come on here, but I have not paid it yet. My husband did get a new his last check for paycheck 2, and I think I will figure out the unbudgeted and how to pay that with paycheck 2. And once I'm done with paycheck 2, I'll pay the credit card and do all of this. So I don't have to do it during that time, but yeah, I think that I'm just going to hold off until I do my paycheck 2 video, which is coming up next tomorrow on Saturday. So let's go ahead and total all these numbers and see what I need to pay back the credit card. And then in paycheck 2, I will reveal whether or not I waited or am paying the unbudgeted amount. So let me total this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I need to pay the credit card back $892.95. And that's what I have in my notes, so I know I am accurate on this, and that is the total I need to pay back the credit card. And this will bring my credit card back to 0. If I leave anything on it, I have to plan when it's going to be paid for. I can't just leave stuff on the credit card. It has to have a plan on when it's going to be paid for. If not, eventually you might have to pay interest on it if you don't pay it off. I pay mine off every week. It does not really complicate things for my credit score. My credit score has been the same, but I do have a mortgage, and my mortgage is just under $250,000. So that is enough credit utilization to keep my credit score going well, and I'm accelerating that payoff. when the numbers as far as credit scores may change may be when I keep my credit card paid off and I don't have a mortgage and we're not utilizing much credit. So that may be the time period when those things would fluctuate, but for right now they're pretty good. And even then I may have to buy a new car in the future, and I might have a car payment, things like that. So we're always keeping that option open in our mind, and we're always looking ahead just a little bit to make sure we're not in a weird place when it comes to money. So, but right now things are good, and I'm going to go ahead and close out this video. So I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I do apologize if I was stammering. I don't know what it was about today. I feel nervous. I don't know, unfocused. So I do apologize for that. But if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.